Just do you make it rain because you got to make it rain? And today we're gonna react to old horror movies by Doug FDP. Let's watch it.
You know, as much as I love them, horror movies nowadays just don't hit the same. But is this true? Are horror movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s really better or scarier? Well, that's what we'll find out today. Today, ladies and gents, I'll be going over a few horror movies from back in the good old days to not only figure out how well they hold up, but to answer that question. Are retro or vintage or old horror movies really better? Are they? I'd like to know. And in the end, I'll go over one of the oldest horror movies ever to see how it holds up over a century later. Yeah, a century. And the first one I got up is called
Slumber Party Massacre. What's that?
Now, some of you may know this one, and some of you may just read the title and think, Slumber Party Massacre? That sounds a lot like Texas Chainsaw. I know what it is.
No, facts.
I'm gonna get to that one too. I'm doing this one first though. Slumber Party Massacre is a 1982 movie where we follow a group of girls who, unbeknownst to them, are being stalked by a serial killer. And I gotta say this now, if it's something these old movies had, it was that nudity, bro. Like, my goodness, did I click the wrong movie? Either that or I just stumbled upon a lost episode of Euphoria, because dang, that's a...
But don't get me started with Euphoria, bro. I reacted to Euphoria, episode 2 of Euphoria, bro. But they saw a whole lot of neuter shit. They saw a whole lot of shit that's noobs and shit. Especially in episode 2 of the new season Euphoria. Ooh. But hey, Euphoria is still good though. I ain't gonna lie. But it's not disappointing yet.
It's a lot of butt, bro. But yeah, we follow a group of girls who are being stalked by a serial killer who uses a drill as his weapon. A drill. Since they don't realize they're being stalked, they set up a sleepover like it's a normal night. They ordered pizza, gossip. They even broke out the Dut Pack. Don't do drugs, y'all. But what they didn't know is that it only made it easier for the killers to catch them lacking. And so the girls have to try and survive the night before the killer could turn this slumber party into a massacre. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've only seen this movie once, but I think this movie holds up. I think it does. The characters are likable and realistic, which you can't say about every single horror movie. Like, they're not just some no-personality dummies who are just there to die. The killer is actually scary. I mean, have y'all ever seen a dude whose main weapon is something you can only find at Home Depot? Like, what? And then they even had some moments. It's a good movie. I mean, this is 1982. This is the same year Thriller came out. Of course it's gonna be good. And I know it's not the massacre horror movie people usually think about, but I just wanted to show this one some love because I feel like nobody talks about it. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to the one you're thinking about. But first, I gotta talk about...
Oh, Carrie. Carrie is good. Ain't gonna lie.
Next movie I got up is Carrie from 1976. Notable things that happened this year. Brad M&M's got removed from the bag, and Ryan Reynolds was born. Now, I had never seen this movie before I thought of making this video. I heard of it because it's insanely popular, but I had never seen it until today. And I'm gonna say it now. This movie caught me off guard, because watching it, you wouldn't think it's a horror movie at all, up until the end. So in Carrie, we follow a girl named Carrie. Shocker. She's a quiet and shy high school senior with an extremely religious mother, I'll get to that in a second, who's sort of an outcast at school. She gets bullied, like, a lot.
Oh, bitch.
And we see how bad
let that happen to me.
One day while they're in the locker room, and I'm sorry, I know I'm still introducing this one, and I said it with the last movie, but these old movies really had that nudity. Like, I can't even show a single clip of this locker room scene because it's just straight Tata's butt and bush, bro.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like 1998 movies and like shit like that, but they show like a whole lot of a whole lot of neutered shit. Like, especially like in the 90s, like 90s movies, horror movie, doesn't matter which movie, horror movies, drama. Just any kind of movies in the 90s, they always show like neutered shit. They always show like full neutered and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They show like titties, ass, but like naked and shit like that. Especially in the 90s. I don't know. Shit, but they got Euphoria, so but that's the only like shit I'd be seeing though.
You know that's how they rocked it back then? Y'all gonna have to start questioning y'all grandparents, because why were they so freaked out? But yeah, as I was saying, we see exactly how bad
they talk about us being freaked out. One day, while she's in
the locker room taking a shower, Carrie out of nowhere gets her first period. And since her mom never told her what a period is, again, I'll get to that in a second, she starts tweaking. And instead of helping her while she panics, all the other girls in the locker room just start throwing tampons and pads at her. Man, I know I've said this before when I went over the black phone. All bullying is bad, but 70s bullying gotta be the dumbest shit I have ever seen. How you gonna bully a girl for something y'all all do? All of y'all. I don't care how crazy she reacted. I'd flip out too if I didn't know I started bleeding on my freaking wee-wee once a month. Thankfully, Carrie's gym teacher, Miss Collins, interferes, telling the other girls to leave Carrie alone. And then she slaps Carrie to calm her down. I'm telling y'all, the 70s was wildin'. But amidst all this chaos, we saw two very important things happen. One, while Carrie was panicking about her period, for some reason this light bulb completely shattered. Like, completely. Unless she was hitting some high notes or something, that's a little odd. And two, we see one of the girls who was bullying Carrie, Sue, start to actually feel bad for her. In fact, she felt so bad that the next day when the gym teacher's punishing the girls by making them do all these exercises, she doesn't complain at all. That wasn't the case for everyone though, because this girl Chris was pissed about it. She didn't think they deserved to be punished like this, much less over bullying Carrie. So she confronts the gym teacher, give her a piece of my mind. Oh! 70s wild. But yeah, Sue felt very bad. So to make it up to Carrie, she decides to ask her boyfriend.
Oh my god, but look at this shit.
Tommy. She confronts the gym teacher, give her a piece of my mind.
Bro, that is crazy, bro. Bro, the 90s and 80s be tripping, bro. The teachers literally be slapping their students, bro. Like, bro, but that should be funny as hell, bro. Like, but the 90s be tripping, bro. Like, bro, like the school, especially the 90s and the 80s, but the teachers don't even care, bro. But they be slapping the fuck out they students, like, bam, like, damn, bro. Shit, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, but I heard that Donald Trump going to be letting teachers hit kids now. In this generation, it's that shit gonna be crazy in this generation. I ain't gonna lie. Shit.
Oh, 70s wildin'. But yeah, Sue felt very bad. So to make it up to Carrie, she decides to ask her boyfriend Tommy to take Carrie to prom instead of her, which is just insanely sweet and truly, truly selfless. That's exactly why I'm not doing that shit. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's Jimmy from South Park. You think I'm gonna let you take my girl to prom just so you can feel better? This ain't like borrowing a pencil, bro. This is my girl. You're not gonna just, I'll give her back to you after prom. No. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. I hope you find a date though. I can do that. But that's what Tommy agrees to ask Carrie, and after saying no the first time, thinking it was some sort of messed up joke, with some encouragement from Miss Collins, Carrie eventually does say yes. She will go to prom with Tommy. But let's not forget, guys, Carrie's mom is extremely religious, like extremely. Like not only does she never tell Carrie about her period because she believes getting it is a sin. What? But she also locks Carrie in the closet and makes her pray anytime she thinks she's misbehaving. So it's pretty much safe to say she's a bit strict. So when Carrie tells her about going to prom
not strict. She's just
a boy,
abuser.
It did not go well. They pretty much start arguing back and forth. Carrie saying that she wants to go and that not everything's a sin. Her mother saying she needs to go to the closet and repent. But just like the light bulb situation from earlier, while they're arguing and Carrie grows increasingly frustrated because her mom's not listening and she's walking away from her and... Oh, hell nah. This is when Carrie tells her mom, and us pretty much, that she has telekinesis. Yeah, on top of cramps, turns out her first period gave her access to some supernatural abilities. Anytime Carrie gets upset or concentrates, she can move stuff with her mind. Which is like, alright, my puberty gave me voice cracks and random boners, and she gets superpowers. Alright, I see what y'all doing. And Carrie's mom was obviously terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I would be too. She tells her it's the devil. The same devil that took your father away. But Carrie tells her, oh mama, it wasn't the devil. He just ran off with a woman, mama. I know that low-key hurt. Then she also tells her mama, I'm going to the prom and you can't stop me. Who is she feeling like? Who? Think you cold, Carrie? You know you cold, Carrie.
Damn.
So Carrie was going to the prom. We even get a cute montage of her and Tommy getting ready for the prom in their own ways. Carrie makes a dress and learns how to do her makeup. Tommy goes with his friends to get a suit. I'm telling you, you nearly forget this is a horror movie. You see Carrie all excited to go. Her mom is obvious.
And every time I think about it, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Is it just me or like the 90s movies and the new but they said like the 90s movies and up to today? Like I feel like the 90s movies not as much as scary. It's just like in this generation. I feel like this generation is like I don't know. But I don't know. Wait, no. Actually, I feel like the '90s movie is more scarier. Like I feel like the '90s movies is more scarier because it's like the black and white TV and then like the quality and shit like that. Yeah, I feel like the '90s movie is more scarier than and then this generation because because they got the Nightmare on Elm Street, Ghostface and shit, Texas Chainsaw, Michael Myers. Yeah, that shit gonna be, but that shit was scary. Bro, I was scared like in the 2000s or something like that.
She's still being a negative Nancy the night of, saying everyone's gonna laugh at her and freaking hitting herself. All right, calm down, lady. But Carrie just sits her down using her mind powers and leaves. And then Carrie and Tommy arrive at the prom. And not only is this the beginning of the end, but this is also where it gets a little sad for me. Not because of anything Tommy did. No, him and Carrie actually had a blast. Carrie talked with Miss Collins, who was very happy for her. Aww. Tommy and Carrie laughed it up and talked about going to an after party. Okay, I was trying to refrain from saying this, but can this dude not be Joe's cousin or something? Joe, if you watching this, am I tripping or can you not be cousins, bro? But yeah, he flirted and danced with her. And he even kissed her. Hey, Tommy, don't you got a girl? Scandalous. But knowing everything Carrie has been put through, I can help.
He got a girl.
No joke. I was smiling ear to ear watching this. Grown man too. I don't care. But then came the prom king and queen voting. And you see, I mentioned this earlier, but while Carrie was over here all excited and getting ready for the prom, there were people who were still upset at her. People who were planning on getting revenge for getting them in trouble. Yeah, that girl Chris from earlier.
Bro, you got yourself in trouble, bro. You literally got yourself in trouble.
So she concocted a plan to get some payback. After finding out Carrie was going to go to the prom with Tommy, she enlisted her boyfriend and some friends to swap out the prom votes to make sure Carrie and Tommy win. So while Carrie and Tommy are on stage being crowned, they had no idea this was all Chris is doing. She had them right where she wanted them. And what makes this worse is that not only did Sue arrive to the prom and see what was about to happen and fail to stop it, but if you thought Carrie was happy before, she was happier than ever now. All that bullying, all that time being an outcast, it was over. She was finally being accepted by her peers. This was probably the happiest moment of her life. But then...
Nah, bro. If somebody did that, bro, I swear I would have crashed out. Bro, Carrie would have, bro. I'm glad that Carrie crashed out. I'm glad that Carrie crashed out. Woo! I'm glad that she crashed out, bro. I'm glad that she crashed out. Cause like, if somebody did pull a fucking bucket of blood, pig blood on my face, bro, yeah, I'm crashing out. I don't care. Fuck that shit. I'm crashing out. Oh hell no. Oh fuck. No, I'm for solely crashing out, bro. Cause nobody not gonna pull a bucket of blood on my head in front of everybody. Yeah, I'm crashing out. Everybody coming with me. Fuck.
Chris spilled a bucket full of pig
that's
blood
crazy.
On Carrie.
Fuck that shit.
And as Tommy's outraged and confused about who could have done that to Carrie, that very same bucket drops down and kills Tommy? I know that sounds crazy because it's a freaking bucket, but this really killed him, y'all. Kill count said so. After being humiliated once again, having her prom day literally killed in front of her, and being laughed at once again, kind of like her mom said earlier, this was Carrie's final straw. And this is when the horror starts. Carrie closes all the doors, changes the lights to red, and proceeds to murder everyone at the prom. And I mean everyone. Crazy. She uses a fire hose full pressure to mow down some kids with water. Uses the water from that same hose to electrocute the principal and some other people, which starts a fire. She even kills the one person who always had her back, Miss Collins, by crushing her. This is so messed up and honestly, sad. Because watching this, I want to be happy for Carrie. Because, you know, we seen how she's been treated by her classmates in the school in general. So seeing her get some payback, you know, it feels a little nice. But bro, this is overkill. Everyone deserves to die? Everyone? What if like the janitor just walked in for a second? What does he have to do with this? And y'all want to know what makes this worse? All that laughing we saw everybody doing wasn't even real. Like, yeah, some people were laughing, like the bullies and stuff, but majority of the people, and especially the teacher, were not laughing. It was just in Carrie's head because she was She was done. That means Carrie left a bunch of innocent people, including Miss Collins and Tommy's body, to be burned. That shot of her walking through the fire was cold though, I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't even over there. Because after Carrie leaves the prom, you know, leaving it on fire, not only do we see her kill Chris and her boyfriend by blowing them up after they try to run Carrie over. See, this one I ain't mad at. This one was deserved. But we also see Carrie arrive home. And I thought with the way Carrie was moving at the prom, she was just gonna walk in and blick down her mom. But no, it was actually the opposite. She goes upstairs and after washing all the pig blood off, she actually goes to her mom to hug her. I know you just massacred your whole school, but poor Carrie, man. She just had a moment, y'all. It was a moment.
Nah, she
her
going
mom,
to jail.
after the whole telekinesis and going to prom with a boy stuff, must have not been in the bestest of moods. Cause to comfort Carrie, she told her that she should have killed her when she was born. All right, mama. I don't know if that was very nice.
No.
Carrie's mom stabs Carrie. So you think a period is a sin, but not this? Mind you guys, she was gonna do this regardless. Don't think she's doing this because of what happened.
That's crazy.
No, she doesn't even know that. She was hiding behind that door like a weirdo before Carrie went up the steps. Carrie, with no other choice but to defend herself, starts using her powers to throw knives at her mom. Oh my. And not just like 2 or 3, the whole cabinet, essentially making her hit the same pose as the St. Sebastian statue in her closet. Oh my goodness, you know that gotta hurt. Or at least you think it would. It looked like Carrie's mom was enjoying it with all that moaning she was doing while it was happening. I guess it's been a while. And that kills Carrie's mom. Like, she's dead. Kill count said so. This one ends with Carrie and her mama dying after the house starts sinking into the ground because of Carrie's psychic abilities, because she sort of freaked out after she realized she killed her mom. R.I.P. Carrie, man. You did a little too much at the prom, just a little too much. But dang, you went through a lot. And we see Sue, the only survivor of the prom night, visiting Carrie's grave to pay respects. Oh man, that's kind of sad. Oh shit! And I know I just talked about this movie crazy. As you can tell, I think it holds up. But that's not even the oldest movie I really wanted to go over this video. But before I get to that one,
the Chainsaw Massacre
people remember. This movie came out in 19...
This was a good horror movie. I don't care. It was a good horror movie, especially in the 90s too. It's a good movie.
74. Notable
I wasn't born in the 90s. I was born in 2007.
And he has had Mexican girls in a chokehold ever since. Alright, so in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we follow a group of 5 friends in the middle of a trip. And before you say typical, this is like one of the first movies to do this, okay? You're watching sliced bread be made. But yeah, we follow a group of 5 friends who are on a trip somewhere. We got Sally, who's like the main girl, you know, she be chilling. Her boyfriend Jerry, who on Wikipedia says is supposed to be somewhere between the age of 17 and 22, which I'm just like, yeah. If he was doing meth since the day he was born, he's 22. That's an insult to 27-year-olds, bro. He's more like 36.
Yeah,
her
he's
best
not
friend
22.
Pam was really into astrology, which I'm not even gonna say anything about. I'm just saying, if you gonna judge me and see me differently and hate me for the day I was born, then just hate me for where I'm from and my skin color too. You might as well. That's all I'm saying. I can't control I'm a Gemini. Then there's her boyfriend Kirk. You know, he's there. And then and I feel bad for saying this, but the most annoying character in the movie, Sally's disabled brother Franklin. I know he's in a wheelchair, but I'm sorry, bro. This dude is annoying. I'm taking Jimmy over him. We follow them while they're on the way to an old family home after visiting Sally's grandfather's grave. But on their way there, they run into some very peculiar people. First, while they're driving, they stop to pick up this hitchhiker. And thank goodness we've evolved past doing this. I'm all for people being social. As a matter of fact, I actually think people nowadays should be more social. But this is too social. And this hitchhiker they got is exactly what you'd expect. Crazy guy, takes photos of them, cuts his hand open, cuts them open. This dude even lit a fire before they finally kicked him out. And then if that wasn't weird enough, when they stop to get some gas, the guy working there tells them not to go mess around in their old house. He's Southern, so you know he got the accent. And when he finds out the house they're going to is actually theirs, he for some reason does a complete 180 and asks them to stay for some barbecue? Huh? This guy a gold digger or something? No, actually. The strangeness of this guy and the other guy goes far deeper than some gold digging. There was something sinister going on in the backdrop. But by the time they got to the house, they forgot about those 2 dudes. It was time to have fun, baby. I'm not gonna act like it was the nicest spot, you know, judging by them cracks on the wall. It definitely wasn't. But they were having fun. They were all having fun. Well, everyone except Franklin, who they left downstairs in his wheelchair, listening to them running around and having fun upstairs. He's annoying, but even this is messed up. Everyone else was having fun though. They was having fun. That is until Pam and Kirk decide they want to take the fun outside to this watering hole. But when they go out there, they don't find a watering hole at all. They find a house. And this must have been where that white guy in horror movie stereotype started, because instead of, turning around, Kirk says, "We better go check that out." And that's exactly what they did. They get to the house and things were off. First, they find a tooth, like a human tooth, right on the front porch. And this dude, Kirk, picks it up. Ugh. Not only are you dumb, but you nasty, bruh. And to make things more concerning, when this dude Kirk goes inside, he sees animal skulls and hears pig noises coming from this room. I better go check that out. But the strangest thing came when Kirk
bro, that's how people die, bro.
And then
that's how people die. Holy shit.
Leatherface comes out and kills him. And in a gruesome way too. A hammer. Ugh.
I don't remember this scene. Already.
And let me go on a little tangent about this, because this dude used to scare me crazy. Big dude with a chainsaw wearing a face on his face. I used to piss myself just thinking about it. But watching this again, yeah, this dude does kill people.
Yeah, I used to be scared too.
Like a goofball. Like every time he runs into people, it's less of a "I'ma kill you" and more like a "ah shit, now I gotta kill you." Like, when was the last time you see Michael or Freddy sit down and reflect after killing someone? You don't see that. Don't get me wrong, he still is scary. I mean, he's still wearing someone's face on his face. And he would murk you if you step into his house. But I remember watching this when I was younger, thinking Leatherface was the scariest part about this movie. But no, not completely. The scariest part is yet to come. Because after people keep coming into the house, first Pam, who almost makes it out, but Leatherface catches her and puts her on a hook. Oh my. Is this where Dead by Daylight got it from? Then the old looking young guy, Jerry, who came to look for his friends only to get caught. The last two who remain are Sally and her brother Franklin. Hey, since they kind of gotta go make sure their friends are alive or whatever, they go out to look for them. But then they hear something. Leatherface comes out and kills Franklin too. I'm not that mad at that one. But again, like I said, he's still not the scariest part. When it gets scary is after Sally runs away all the way back to the gas station to see if she can find some help, she encounters the worker from earlier. And after asking him to help her and seeing him come back with a rope and a bag, she realizes they're in cahoots. Yeah, the gas station guy, Leatherface, and not just them two, but the hitchhiker from the start are actually a family of cannibals. Yeah, I know. The hitchhiker, really?
No, that's crazy.
And to me, this dinner scene after they kidnap Sally is the horror of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tied up in a chair made of people on some Ed Gein stuff. Then across from you is a table of dudes who are doing a try not to laugh with your suffering. That's some scary shit. And what scares me even more about this is, you can't reason with them. They're rednecks. Sally tries to bargain by saying she'll do anything, and that doesn't even work. Oh, poor Sally. Don't you know they only do that stuff with their sisters? But before they, I guess, eat her, the brothers, because they're brothers by the way, don't let this older one fool you. The brothers decide instead of killing Sally themselves, they should let their grandpa do it. Oh yeah, their damn near deceased Gramps was there too. And if you think he might not be a cannibal, no, he's as bad as the rest of them. He even dances when he tastes his blood. So yeah, they decided they should let their grandpa do it. But since this dude freaking predates the dinosaurs, he keeps dropping the hammer. It's kind of like that SpongeBob episode, the firmly grasp it. And this was their biggest mistake. Because while they're trying to switch who holds the hammer, Sally breaks free and jumps out the window. Most realistic horror.
I would have done the same thing too.
Kind of like that SpongeBob episode.
I would have done the same thing too.
Grasp it. And this was their biggest mistake. Because while they're trying to switch who holds the hammer, Sally breaks free and jumps out the window.
I would have jumped out the window too. I don't care. I would have jumped out the window.
Most realistic horror movie character, I swear. And it's daytime now, so she just starts hollering. And as the hitchhiker is slashing at her back, getting closer and closer to catching her, a freaking semi-truck runs him over. I forgot that happened. And this one ends with that same truck driver stopping to help Sally fight off Leatherface, only to run away. To where, I have no clue, but he's gone. He's gone. And luckily, a pickup truck this time stops to save Sally just in time. Hey, maybe hitchhiking ain't so bad after all. Leatherface seems happy about it with that dance he's doing. Yeah, this one holds up too. It's a classic. I'm sorry. It's a classic. And now for the final, and by far the oldest movie of the video. And a movie I chose because I know it's something y'all gonna remember. Nosferatu!
Master Fear? What's this?
I know y'all recognize this guy.
No, I don't.
Nosferatu. First time I ever seen this dude was the same place most of y'all seen. On SpongeBob, the hash slinging slasher episode. And I remember covering my eyes when he would pop up at the end. This guy scared me, genuinely. So when I found out he was in fact real, like he had his own movie and SpongeBob ain't make him up, I put off watching it for years. Until like 2 weeks ago when I remembered it, Googled it, and found out, bro, this movie's over 100 years old. 1922. To put that into perspective, when this movie came out, Queen Elizabeth was in her 40s.
Wow.
Okay, I'm joking, but she was almost born. That's crazy. And even explaining like that, I don't think y'all really understand how
old is Queen Elizabeth.
God,
like
this
100?
movie is so old. It's a silent film. Like no dialogue on some Charlie Chaplin stuff. But 100 years old and no speech. Does this movie hold up? I think so. Look, the movie's obviously not the same level of scary as some films today. Nowhere near, actually. It's a simple story about a vampire whose name isn't Nosferatu. It's actually the Count, who is trying to, do vampire stuff and suck the blood of this dude he met's wife. But y'all gotta understand how insane that must have been back then. This was before vampire movies were everywhere. Like, there was no romance ones like Twilight, or any good ones like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. None of that. Ones like Twilight.
Twilight was a good vampire movie too, bro. Hey, Twilight was a good. Bro, I remember I watched Twilight in 2017. Bro, Twilight is a good movie, bro. That's one of the best vampire movies, the romance movies I ever watched. Ain't gonna lie.
Or any good ones like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. None of that. So for a little sheltered European boy to see this in theaters back then must have been traumatizing, even more than it scared me. But you're right. This is about how it holds up today. And y'all be happy to know that even 100 years old, it seems like horror movies don't change that much. Because the main character in this movie is a idiot, just like in the newer ones. I'm serious, there's a scene, right? Well, I'll word it like this. If y'all woke up in the morning with bite marks on your neck and you have a roommate that only sleeps during the day, are you not gonna find that even a little suspicious? Just a little. Even if you don't know about vampires, you know this dude was awake at night when you got bit, so you could at least ask him what bit you. But yeah, point is, even though I may not watch it anytime soon or ever again, I think it holds up. In fact, I think there's modern horror movies that are much worse than this, much worse. Have y'all seen Imaginary? Talk about disappointment.
I've seen Imaginary before. I ain't gonna lie. No, I was about to watch it, but I said, nah. I've never seen that, but I want to see it. I might see it tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I might see Imaginary tonight.
Or maybe I'm just biased because he was in SpongeBob. Who knows? This one ends with the wife, whose name is Ellen, pretty much sacrificing herself and letting the Count suck her blood. And not because she's into it. No, this is not Carrie's mom. She did it to distract the Count, so when the sun rises, he doesn't notice. And the sun vanquishes him. Isn't it crazy that everyone in this movie is dead? That's pretty much all the movies I wanted to go over today. My final judgment, I think these old horror movies hold up for the most part. Honestly, those first three I'm rewatching before I even consider rewatching like the last three Scream movies. It was just a mess. Don't think it was all peak though. They got movies back in the day talking about some Frankenhooker. Like, huh? Comment down below if you think these movies hold up or not. And keep submitting some weird movies for the next video. Movies I thought were weird for.
Like old movies like hold up pretty much as the newer ones. I don't know, probably just me. But some of the newer ones just hold up too because more quality, more like screen and shit like that. But I feel like they do.